Hey guys, so today I've been watching a lot of Dodgers Coffee Time, which we don't know who that is. She's like a female YouTuber that does gaming, uh, and she does other stuff too, but a lot of gaming. And she does this video called Coffee Time, which is like a daily vlog where she talks about what she's done throughout the day. Uh, and so I've been watching and I was like, I haven't done an updates video in quite a while. So I figured I'd do one, just because there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So the first thing, I got my chips fixed, which if you guys didn't know, I had chipped the incisor, my canine, and then the tooth next to the canine, that like molar looking one, because I'd taken my cousin Addison off of Bugsy back in like 2012, and the heel of her boot hit me right in the mouth and chipped those those three tooths. That's not a real word. So I got that fixed like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. No, I think it was a week ago. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a week ago. But so I have the temporary cap on the incisor and the canine because the other one just needed a filling. And so it's a plastic cap and it's all one piece for two teeth. So it looks like there's two teeth, but on the inside it's just flat plastic. And I go back in like a week or so to put on the porcelain actual tooth. Why do I keep trying to? What? So I go back to actually get the real porcelain caps. But it just feels so weird because it's like there's not like two teeth there. It's like there's just one, and it feels so weird. Um, but anyhow, so that happened after 2 Valiums and 3 shots of Novocaine and 4 hours of the dentist. Next thing, so for those of you who are in school, school is starting. Mine doesn't start until the week before Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day. Labor Day is the one in August/September, right? I don't know, but it's like the last week of August. So, um, I still have like 2 weeks left before I have to go back. And so we were getting registered for school because I should have been registered beforehand, but the school that I was going to, that I'm zoned for, they're weird. I think all the schools have gotten new programs because the other school says that they got a new program too. But so they were like, we don't know any of our classes. We have no idea what's going on. Come back on the 11th and we'll do registration. This was back in like Mayish, maybe April. It was like back when we first moved. So we were like, okay, we'll come back on the 11th. That's fine. It's all fine and dandy. Don't really want to go to this school because it's not that great of a school, but okay, that's fine. So we went over there today, and it was like 9 o'clock when we got there. So it was fairly early. They didn't open until like 7:30, 8 o'clock, so it had only been like an hour or so. And we have all the paperwork, all the shot records, and the birth certificates, and all of that fun jazz. Except we didn't have any paperwork that they make you fill out to register. What is my hair doing now that I've messed with it? Because they give it to us, which is really frustrating because why wouldn't you just give it to us when we were there the first time? I don't understand. Um, but so we get there and they're like, oh, your shots aren't correct. So we're like, no, they are correct. I remember getting all my shots. So we show them our physical shot record because I had that. And they're like, oh, I guess our systems just aren't picking that up. We don't know. I guess somebody on the actual doctor side had messed up the way that they inputted it. But they got an actual copy of it, so that was all good. Fix that problem. But so we get in there, and the lady's like, okay, fill out this paper, and like it has your name, your student number, the grade that you're going into, all that fun jazz. And then go sit down. So we did that, and then we sat down. Half hour, 45 minutes pass, and we're like, nothing's happening, no one's getting called in, like, there's no action going on. But then we look across the room, and we're like, people have packets of information, and, like, the paperwork that you have to sign, we don't have that paperwork. We don't have any of that. And they also have these, like, 1 inch by 1 inch green pieces of paper that have, like, a number printed on them. And we're like, we didn't get any of that. Like, what? So we go up to there was the front desk lady that we talked to initially, and she was new, so she didn't know anything. So we went to talk to the other 2 ladies, because there were 3 ladies in total, and they were like, oh, well, we'll give you the paperwork and fill all that out, then we'll give you a number, which no one else got that kind of a treatment, but okay. Everyone else was like, fill out the paperwork, here's your number, boom. So we fill out the paperwork, and we come back, and we get the number 17. Now, mind you, while we were filling out the paperwork, 10 had just been called. And we're like, okay, there goes 10. Let's see how long this takes. We hadn't heard any other numbers. We were like, what? So we sit there for like 2 hours. In a minute! Answering. I don't know if you can hear that, but my mother's calling me. So after a couple of hours of us just sitting in there, we walk up to the lady that we talked to first, and we're like, hey, we've been here forever, and we have the number 17, and the guy who came in after us just left, and we saw his number was 13. And she was like, oh yeah, I remember you guys. Here, I'll give you his number and we'll trade. So that happened, and we sat there for a while and waited, and then we finally went into the room with the counselor lady, or the register, whatever she was. I don't even know what her actual job title was. But so we went in and talked to her, and we didn't realize that we had to bring in the proof of divorce, or the divorce papers, because what we didn't know was that when I got enrolled my freshman year back into this district, because I've lived here all my life, but we moved to Albany, which is in Oregon, not Albany, New York. It's like a little town in Oregon. It has like maybe as many people that went to my high school. Maybe. It's a very small town. When we had come back, my dad had enrolled me because I was using his address because we weren't zoned for the school that I was going to, which I really wanted to go back to. So he registered, but he completely disowned the fact that my mother is the one that takes care of me. Like, I am in her custody. She is the sole custodian, or custodian parent. So the lady says, she like types in her little thing, and she's like, it looks like Robert is the one that has, she's listed under Robert, so I can't enroll her with you. My mother just got so pissed. Mind you, this is my final year of high school, so I only have to take like 4 classes, and she was like, well, can't you just register me, and then I'll bring you back the divorce paper saying that I'm the sole custodian parent. She's like, no, we have to do it this way, this is the rules. And it was like, we got so pissed, and she was like, I should have brought it, but I thought that we both would have been on the paperwork, because they'd always been on the paperwork together, and my record should have like 10 copies of this divorce decree. We've copied it so many times because it's always been an issue, which was stupid on our part not to bring it in the first place. So we leave and come back like 20 minutes later, if that, and there's this line. So we're waiting in the line to talk to the people in the front office, be like, we are going back to the front. We are going back in that room, because the lady said, you're gonna have to come back and wait in this like group again. Like, you're gonna have to get a new number and everything. And we're like, nope, no, we're not. This is gonna be like the DMV, and I'm gonna cut back to the front of the line. No, we're not doing any of this. If you don't know, if you have to go home and grab something that you forgot, like a birth certificate or a social security card, they will let you go back to the front of the line. They weren't having it. So we're like, no, you have now pissed off the crazy Sicilian woman. You don't want that. So as we're waiting, we're like the next person, fire alarm goes off, and we're like, what is this? What is happening? And usually with fire alarms, the truck is waiting outside, and everything's like, they pulled fire alarm. Not the case. The truck comes and pulls up like several minutes after the fire alarm's been going off, and we're like, what is going on? What is happening? So then the lady's like, we're having some problems. Come back tomorrow. We'll take your paperwork, and if we have any issues, we'll call you. And my mom is just like, no, I am not coming back tomorrow. This is not happening. Food.
Oh, sorry.
Food. Yes, food.
I gave it to you on a single burger each patty.
Thank you.
Love you, Dad.
At least that one.
You need a thing on your door.
I do! Sorry about that. I need like a little like red light. Sorry. We made food. But anyhow, so the lady was like, come back tomorrow, we'll figure all this stuff out. Or you can come back when we start registration. What? What? You told us to come here to do registration, yet you're not even registering me for any of my classes? What? What? So there was another school that I wanted to go to. I don't know if I mentioned this before. But it's like the same distance from my house, but because I'm on the wrong side of this big street, I'm not zoned for it. So we tried to get a zone variance back at the end of last school year. And that didn't happen because the school that I'm zoned for was like, no, we will not release you. So we go to the other school, tell them about what's happened, and the principal comes in and he's like, okay, I know about the situation. We're gonna get this handled. We just found out we don't have enough students, so we are having open enrollment. So if you would like, you can just enroll in our school without a zone variance, because you don't know how that works. Open enrollment means you don't need a zone variance. You can be wherever you want. You just won't get a bus, or anything like that. So you pretty much get the same privileges, other than you just won't get a bus to school. And there was other things like athletic qualifications. I think there was something wrong with that, but I'm like, I don't do sports. I'm good. I do horse riding, which is my sport. I don't do school sports. Let me phrase it that way. Scratch the whole I don't do sports thing. I don't do school sports. There we go. That's better. So we fixed all that. And he was like, okay, our counselors aren't ready to take on the new enrolling kids. They'll be ready in like the next couple of days because they have to get the regular kids enrolled that are already, or figure out where they're going to put them, like figure out their schedules. So come back on like Thursday, we'll set up an appointment and everything, and we'll have you good to go. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to the school that I originally wanted to go to, because I was like, this school is better, that school sucks. So we're like, bye bye, school I'm zoned for, we're going to this one, which I'm actually quite happy about. So that's a thing that's happening now, which is fantastic. That was fantastic news. So now that we've gone through all the boring stuff and I've spent like 12 minutes waffling on about my normal life, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about. Oh, wait, no, I'm not done yet. Because I only need 4 classes, if I didn't mention that already, I don't know if I did, but because I only need 4 classes, it's my senior and I finished almost all of my credits. I technically only need 3, but 4 is the minimum. I may or may not foster out another horse, a rescue horse. This depends on if I'm financially capable of doing it, which may be a while. And I would obviously bring Bugsy closer, which is also I have to figure out if I'm financially okay with at some point, which I've been saying I want to do that since March, but I just haven't been financially okay enough to do it. So if I do, I will make sure I will videotape all of the training stuff. So now moving on, story time. So Bugsy has destroyed her fly mask. Now, she ripped a fly mask about a month ago, and this was her old one that she had for like 3 years. Now, if you guys don't know, fly masks have a really weird smell. And it's like, it's not like horse smell, it's like it's like different, and it's bad. Like, it doesn't even smell like, I love the smell of horses, and this just smells weird and gross. So all she did was rip this top piece of Velcro off of here, which that happens, the Velcro's gotten old. So I just stitched it back on. And then the other one, she had ripped, you can't really tell the rip because I sewed it back, but she had ripped from here all the way to where this piece connects, which sucks. And apparently she had just gotten caught on something and pulled back, which she usually will stop, but I guess there wasn't enough pressure, so she just pulled and it snapped, so that's the thing that happened. And I'm not going to buy her a new one because I just bought her one, and I'm like, no. I'm going to fix them because we don't really have that much time left until fly season is over. So I'll just buy you a new one next summer. We're not going to deal with this again. So that's a thing that happened. Also, we were bathing the horses, just giving them a rinse out. on Saturday because it was hot. And so we bathed Waco, and he was just being a butt. He was chewing on his lead rope, he was chewing on his halter, he was pawing, he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then we tied him up so that he could dry. And so then we went and got Rocky. Now, for those of you who don't know, Rocky is like our schizo horse at the barn. He does not like water. So we went to bring him up to the tree that we wash horses on, and he was like, nope. He like stuck his hooves, right on the edge of the mat that is next to the tree to bathe on, and he was like, no, not moving. So Susan's like, okay, get behind him and try to encourage him forward. Now I'm standing at a safe distance, and I started doing the like bird hand movement. Didn't work. He just kind of like teetered his butt back and forth. And then after a little while trying that, he like sunk his butt down so that he was practically like sitting on the ground. And I tried. Susan's like, okay, try pushing on him because Rocky is. If you push on his butt, he's not gonna kick you. He's weird about that. Like he will not kick. It's the weirdest thing. I don't recommend doing that, but I know that Rocky's not gonna kick me. So I start pushing on him. That doesn't work. Susan tries peppermints. That doesn't work. Now, mind you, we can see Waco. Well, we can see his head because there's a wall in the way, so all you can see is his head. I look over just to glance over and check on him, and he's gone. Like, I don't see his head, nothing. So I walk parallel to the wall and like 2 or 3 steps, and then boom, there's Waco's face. No halter, nothing, and he looks just so proud of himself, and he's like, do I get a peppermint now? And we just start laughing so hard. We're like, this is the funniest thing ever. So Waco did end up saving Rocky from getting a bath. Little butt. So then a little bit later, Susan leaves and I get ready to bathe Bugsy because I was going to give her an actual shampoo bath, which I did a regular shampoo, but like a real shampoo bath like a year ago. I think it was like last June, so it was a little more than a year ago because I don't do them very often at all. I will usually just bathe her with soap once a year, and that's it. Because I don't show her or anything, so I don't need to bathe her with soap. Or if like she gets really muddy, because there was a time where she got really really muddy back at the ranch, and I bathed her with soap twice in one summer, which isn't that big of a deal. But so Susan had left, and I was like, okay, I'm doing a soap bath. I'll videotape this and do like a how to bathe your horse video. I'm doing it, so may as well. Well, I didn't realize where the sun was and when I set up my camera because I was setting it up and I was focusing on okay, what's the best way to where I can see Bugsy. And the sun, when it hits the lens at just the right angle, it makes stuff go red. In the first like 5 minutes of the video, it was like they were just red on the corners, and I was like, okay, that's alright. It's like I did a little effect. It's kind of cool. And that didn't last long. 5 minutes in the video, boom! It's like a red ball went off. It's like I'm bathing Bugsy in hell. It was so bad. In like the last 10 minutes of the video, it was like glitching. The audio was glitching out, the video was glitching, and it looked like I was speeding up the video and then I would cut pieces out. Like it looked like I had edited it really badly. And I'm sitting there like I'm trying to edit it to make it look good, but I can't figure out how to fix it. I can't figure out how to like change the filter settings. I can't figure out how to change the audio or the visuals. I'm like, I have no idea how to do this. This is too advanced for me. I don't know how to fix it. Um, and then it ended up like cutting out. I had just started squeegeeing her and it cut out. And I was like, okay, I must have been filming for half an hour because I know my phone can. Oh, also I use my phone, which is probably a bad idea. I know my phone can record for half an hour before it goes, you don't have any more space. So I'm like, okay, I guess it was that a half an hour. Well, I go to upload everything onto my computer, and the way that it works is if it's a blue, there's like a fill bar, and if it's blue, you're good. You can continue filming. Once it starts getting red, it's like might not want to film anymore. You know, you're getting low on space, and it's not until you get like a little bitty sliver where it's like, nope, can't film anymore. It takes up too much memory. It had like it was still blue, and I'm like, what, why did it cut out? I'm like, I don't understand this. And I was like, this pissed me off so much. And I'm like, now I have to wait until like the end of September when I give Bugsy her final bath before winter sets in, because in October, unless October's really warm, I can't bathe her anymore. I stop bathing uh, because it just gets too cold and she gets so furry. But one in September, I give her her final bath, which it's not shampoo bath. It's this. I put this stuff on her that's supposed to make it so that their coat doesn't fade out in the winter. And she doesn't really need. I don't need to do it. Like if I don't, it's not that big of a deal. But I just like her holding that black color more in the wintertime, which I didn't do last time, which I think is why she got so red. Um, but so I do that almost every year. We did it more with Chief because he turned stark white, but so I'll try and film that. I don't, again, I hope it doesn't do what it did last time. I'll try and make sure I point it in the right direction. But yeah, so that was a long video, guys. Sorry. Don't know where that cough came from. Anyhow, guys, so I don't know what the next video is going to be. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't think I have anything else to update. I know I've been rambling on for about 21 minutes. Uh, yeah, as far as I know, that's about everything that I need to talk about. If if I forgot something, I will put it in the description if you're so inclined to read it or interested. Oh, oh, quick thing. I made an Instagram, which is just, it's BLM_Bugsy. Everything's in lowercase. Uh, I was going to put Shelby and Bugsy, but that was already taken, which, weird. So I just made my username without all the capitals, and I couldn't do a hyphen, so I had to do an underscore. And if you guys want, you can follow me there. I post pictures of my dogs, sometimes the cats, which I haven't done yet, but I probably will at some point. The horses, all kinds of pictures. You won't see a lot of pictures of me, but you will see a lot of pictures of my animals and like their shenanigans. So if you guys want, you can follow me there. And yeah, whatever you guys want, we can do it that way. Yeah, and I think that's it. So we're gonna get there, guys, and I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry and I'm smelling burgers and it smells so good.